Wow, great to be here again today, and I hope you are doing well. Your behavioral check doctor, Dr. James Komolafe, is here live and direct for you. And we are starting on a brand new series from this episode. So, episode 1 of the domains for optimal lifestyle and productivity. You see, people talk about walking in dominion and all of that until you reckon with your personal domains, individual domains, and organizational domains. You leave much to be desired. Life is never an accident. You need order inside out. In fact, influence by research is now a consequence. So your capacity to connect with yourself, convey your level of personal authority, and carry yourself matters when we're talking about the domains of life. You know what? As I have always said, an empty sack will never stand. So we need to know what your content is within for you to create the concept and the context on the outside. Where you stand determines how you see it and how far you can go in life. On very many occasions, we have the inability to stretch, and we go through some certain level of stress which affects our depth in life. So the deeper you dig into your place, the higher you go in life. So what are the 7 domains we will be talking about for these few days? 1, it is called concept. We want to see your holistic health. How grounded, and rounded are you within your space? It matters a whole lot to us so that you don't entertain the gaps, the loopholes, and the vacuums even as you grow or go through life. The second domain is construction. It's not enough to know your health. You also need to know your levels of strength, your abilities, your capacities, your capability quotient, what your skills, your giftings, and your talents are. Remember, when you have talent that you discover, you have to develop it in order to deploy it. So that's the second domain. We want to see how fine you are there so that you can engage with yourself critically before you engage with people around you. And then the third domain is the domain of contribution, where you have your health and your strength working together, coexisting. Of course, it will produce your wealth. So it's as good as saying where you understand your personal concept or organizational concept and you are able to sandwich it with your construction, it will deliver your contribution. And that is the third domain. Then we'll look at the fourth domain of life, which is where you have become classic. That talks about your depth, where the combination of your health, your strength, and your wealth creates a unique selling point for you, where your life becomes compelling, where you are able to stand and balance. That is your fourth domain. We'll be showing you that in the course of this episode. And then the fifth one is called constituency. You can't stand alone. You need people. Even as an organization, you need some other organization by way of collaboration, networking, and the rest of it. That is the point where you stretch. And then number 6 is community. You need to cover a large area network. You need to be able to know how to do mentoring and modeling. You need to be able to fix it and solve problems in the society. And from community, you can go continental. That is your length. You have the whole universe to cover. So in summary, you need to be precise. You need sharpness, originality of life. You need to enjoy the full-blown life and not just endure it. So as I round up, responsibility is the game to be played. Request for behavioral checks 101 so that you can run the reality checks and see how well you have feared, how well you have captured your domains so that you can dominate everywhere that you find yourself. I'd like to thank you very much for this and see you next time. Bye-bye.